लाइट पीछे लेके आओ ना, put it behind your laptop. Okay, people have joined. People are joining now.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, it's better now. Shreya, Q&As we can do later. So you have control of the Q&As also. I will keep it on mute and I'll just be away from the screen when you start.
Okay, so how do I, I just
View the
minimize the
Q&As later
screen
on.
and I'll
You
just
can see the
minimize.
participants.
No.
Okay, I'll do that. But anyways, so we can start in like 5 to 7 minutes, right, Shreya?
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone. We'll just start in another 5 minutes. Armin, should we start? Right. Um, Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for joining this webinar session today, where I will be talking to you all about intermittent fasting diets and immunity boosters. And the reason why I've chosen this topic for today's seminar is because of two reasons. Firstly, because of the COVID-19 pandemic that is happening. So even if you guys are staying at your home and you guys are doing everything possible to stay safe, still, if we are trying to increase our immunity and we are taking care of ourselves by taking the right diet, so of course, like they say, prevention is better than cure. We are doing good for ourselves and our body. And intermittent fasting I've chosen as a topic because this weekend we are going to be starting with Ramadan. And I have been getting a lot of questions from a lot of people who are asking me how to lose weight in Ramadan, and is intermittent fasting and Ramadan related to each other? If yes, then how? So that's why I've chosen this topic, so that people who are going to be fasting can understand how they can lose weight at this time period of the Ramadan, and in general for people who want to understand more about intermittent fasting. Hence, we'll just get started. And before we do, I would like to tell you all that this webinar is presented and hosted by It's a Skill, and I would like to thank Armin and It's a Skill for organizing this webinar, wherein even we are sitting at our homes and still we can, make the best use of this time. And I will be giving you all the insights upon these two topics, and in the end, we will be having a question answer round in which all the questions you guys might be having, you can just see a tab under your screen where it says Q&A. So you can just type your questions and send me, and at the end of the session I'll be taking the question answers one by one. So now that we are starting, I would also want to tell you guys something about myself for those of you who don't really know me. And my name is Shreya Katyal, and I am a dietitian. I am working globally as a nutritionist, and I've been working in this field for more than 5 years now. And although I give all kinds of diet, but intermittent fasting and keto diet are my specialities. So that's about me. Just a second, guys. Armin, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you just change the slide? I'm not able to do it.
Okay.
Okay, so firstly, talking about immunity boosters. The reason why we need to boost our immunity at this point of time is because the better our immunity is, the better we can, prevent the COVID-19 virus from attacking us or our family members. So I'm going to be telling you a lot of things that can boost your immunity, just by including few things that you guys have at your home. So in the lockdown situation, you might think I might have to go out, I might not have access to, something or the other that is being told. But we are going to be going with very natural things. And the first natural thing that you can include are the superfoods. Now, one would think that what really is a superfood? So, superfoods are the foods that are available in our kitchen, in our day-to-day lives, which have a lot of medicinal properties, which we may or may not know. And hence, just by including them in our diets, we can do numerous benefits to our bodies. So, such examples of superfood would be ginger, garlic, and cinnamon. Then you can have turmeric, all the herbs and spices that you have in your kitchen, like cardamom, and then jeera, ajwain, long, black pepper. So these have numerous benefits, and one can just include them in your daily routine in various ways. Like ginger garlic, the best way to include is that, make more use of it in your cooking in general. You can also add ginger and cardamom and even soft to the normal tea that you drink, just to make it more beneficial for you as an immunity booster as well. And for kids specifically, if I talk about, they may not like the taste of such things, or they might just not prefer to eat them in that way. So the best option to boost immunity for kids is by giving them chawanprash. So this is something that is again very readily available, and 1 teaspoon in the morning for kids, 2 teaspoons if you're an adult, along with glass of milk, is something that you should take in general every day. I mean, corona or no corona, of course in corona it's a mandate, but in general also you should take. Besides this, if you just the normal water that you're drinking, you just put some tulsi leaves in it, or some neem leaves, whatever of these leaves are available around you, just let them stay in water overnight, and next morning just consume that water. So just by having that water also, you're going to get the benefit of the medicinal properties of these leaves, and hence it will create a shield around your body which will prevent you from any virus or any bacteria entering your body. Then, if I talk about food in general, vitamin C rich foods are something that are really going to help you at this point of time. And vitamin C rich foods would majorly be the citrus fruits that you're going to have, the red, yellow, orange colored fruits or vegetables that you can include in your daily routine in general. So, I'm not fixating you with specific fruit or vegetables, because availability is an issue in today's time. So just try to get hold of these colors, because the beta carotene present in these fruits and vegetables is definitely going to boost your immunity. And bell peppers, if I say the color, they are colorful, plus they also have good content of vitamin C, and they are very good and loaded with antioxidants as well. So try and include these bell peppers more in the salads or in the vegetables that you're taking. Even if you're making a pasta or a pizza kind of a thing, just try and include these colors more in your diet. And broccoli is such a good antioxidant. It has such high good content of antioxidants that would just brush away all the free radicals in your body. It would give you all the good nutrition in terms of vitamin A, D, E, K. The water content is such good. So this is again a superfood which you must intake in your daily routine. So in some way or the other, try and include these foods in your diet to boost your immunity. Now, I will also be telling you about detox tea or a decoction or kara, whatever you want, you guys can call it. But having it, at least once in the day is definitely going to help you and your family boost their immunity. If you feel in general also that your immunity remains on the lower side and you're more prone to getting sick very easily, so having this is going to ensure that your immunity remains, good in at all times. So it's very easy. What you're supposed to do is you're just supposed to take 2 glasses of water in a pan, and just add all the superfoods that I've mentioned to it in small quantities, like jeera, ajwain, 2 pinch of turmeric, fresh ginger, cloves, cardamom, cinnamon powder, 2 pinch if it's powder, and a small stick if it's in the stick form, one black peppercorn, half teaspoon of, and small piece of nutmeg. Just put all these things. Even if you have either of the ingredients missing, that's okay. I mean, try and put as much as you can, but if it's missing, then also it's fine. Just bring this to a boil, let it boil for 5-7 minutes, and then when the quantity is reduced to half, then consume it. So this is something that, if you are 50 plus, 55 plus of age, you should take it at least twice in the day. If you are a normal, young person or middle-aged person, you can take once at least in the day. So this is something that will boost your immunity like anything. And for people who might not like the taste, they can add half a teaspoon of honey to it if you wish. But also take care that this is little hot in nature. So since summers are approaching now, so don't put a lot of quantity of these spices so that you might not have ulcers. So take small quantities, and if you're making it in a larger quantity, then of course keep the moderation as per the quantities I've mentioned here. All right. Now we are going to come to intermittent fasting. And for those of you who don't really know what intermittent fasting is or how it works or what are the benefits, I will be taking up all these points for you. And intermittent fasting as a diet pattern helps you. Burn your fat faster because the fat burning is increased in this. It helps you lower your sugar levels and improves your blood insulin levels. It helps in reducing oxidative stress, which means it kills all the free radicals and cancerous cells in your body. It helps you suppress your appetite because of the long fasting hours it has. And it also helps you in reducing the blood pressure and inflammation in your body. So there are different types of intermittent fasting patterns, and the most common one is the 16 is to 8 hours fasting, which means that you are fasting 16 hours in the day and only 8 hours you're eating in a day. So basically the eating window is for 8 hours. That 8 hours in particularly, you can choose as per your preference whether you want to keep it, from morning to evening, or you want to keep it from afternoon to night. So as per your routine or flexibility, you can keep that time for yourself. So intermittent fasting in general, it's not really a diet, it's basically a fasting pattern. Armin, can you change the slide? So it's not a diet in particular, it's a fasting pattern. I mean, when you say it's a diet, it would mean it has something different in general to eat, but that's not the case. What you eat in intermittent fasting is majorly a normal, healthy, balanced diet, but it's a more timed approach to eating. So, like I said, that you manage your timings in a way and you fix your eating time period so that you get the maximum benefit out of doing this diet. This diet is not going to tell you you're supposed to eat this or that, or you're not supposed to eat that particular thing. It's something in which you will have to cycle between the periods of eating and fasting. Like the most common one I said is 16 hours to 8 hours. So you're going to be on a 16 hours fast, that is the cycle, and then 8 hours you're going to be eating. So likewise, there is a 5-2 diet, there is 24-hour diet. So different kind of diets are there with the intermittent fasting pattern itself. And the main crux or the main point is in this diet that you have to create a calorie deficit. No matter what kind of a weight loss diet you are on, the idea is to to create a calorie deficit, which means to consume less and energy that you use. In a very general context, I'll explain you what this means. For example, as a person, your body requires about 1,000 calories to do its day-to-day activities, like the respiration is having, the heart is pumping the blood, you are walking in general, you're sitting, you're breathing. So all these takes a lot of calories. So your body requires about 1,000 calories, and you are on a 1,200 calorie diet to lose weight. Plus, along with this, you are doing a workout and you're burning about 300 to 400 calories in a day. So your you burnt about 1,400 calories in a day while you're consuming just 1,200 calories. So this deficit of 200 calories is what is going to help you reduce the weight. So this 200 calories, when you're consuming on a day-to-day basis, when you're reducing on a day-to-day basis, so of course, eventually over a week, over a fortnight, over a month, you're going to get the weight loss. So that's the main idea that we're going to create here in intermittent fasting or any weight loss diet. Now, talking about benefits of intermittent fasting, why this works in your favor is because eating during a certain set period can help people reduce the calories that you're consuming. Like I said, that this is an 8-hour eating window. So, for example, if you have chosen 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. as your eating window, so you have your first meal at 12 p.m., which practically you have skipped your breakfast part, and the last meal you're gonna have is at 8. So you're going to have it two major meals only in the day, and the total calories that you're supposed to take in your day is concentrated in those 8 hours only. So how you manage those calories in this 8 hours is what is going to create the magic for you. It also helps you boost your metabolism, because the long fasting hours, they suppress your appetite, and once you're eating less, the blood insulin levels are going to improve, your metabolism is going to improve, and you're going to get the weight loss as well. Now, the most important thing is that what should one eat in this? And the main benefit of this diet can only be taken if you know how to maintain your macros. Your macros are the protein, fat, and carbs that you take in your general routine. And you need to ensure that you're taking good complex carbs, not simple carbs or heavy carbs, but complex carbs, which are good in fiber and low fat and high protein diet. So when you're managing these macros in those 8 hours, that is what is gonna do the trick for you. You have to ensure that you're taking the right amount of fats, the protein is good, the carbs are right, and the total intake of calories is making you feel energetic and not making you feel very irritated, or making you have hunger pangs throughout the day. So, this diet is majorly beneficial for people who stay very busy, who feel that we are not somebody who is used to eating a lot of things every 2 hours, or we don't have the time, or we are in such a profession that I can't really eat on time. So, this diet is the best for you. It's something which will help you, reach your goals at a much faster pace in general. So these are the side effects. These were the benefits. Now let's talk about the side effects of this diet, because of course everything has its own pros and cons. So the first and the most basic side effect is the initial body changes that you feel, because you are used to eating 3 meals in general. So when you shift to a 2 meal diet and you're literally on a fasting state for 16 hours, so hunger pangs, weakness, tiredness, even headaches at times is something very obvious and common in this diet. And it's the initial phase. So when you are coming out of the comfort zone, you're trying to switch to a different kind of a diet pattern. So this is something that you'll feel in any kind of a diet that you do. But when you are fasting, you have this advantage that you can drink fluids, like you can have water, you can have green tea, you can have normal tea without sugar, or even you can have black coffee. So but you can't eat anything, and that's why you might have these initial changes in your body. The second side effect is overeating. So of course, you've been fasting for 16 hours. The last meal that you had was at 8 o'clock previous night, and today morning you wake up, you're just having a black coffee or water in general. So when you have your first meal at 12, so of course you are really hungry at that time. So initially you might not realize, and you might just overdo the calories, you might overeat at that time, because you are so famished and you want to just hang on to food. So this is an initial side effect, but this of course improves gradually with time. Once you control your hunger, your appetite is suppressed, so this of course gets more comfortable gradually. Now, acidity and heartburn are also two major issues that one might face initially, because there is too long gaps. So if you have an acidic body, or you have in general a tendency that the acid forms easily in your body when there's long gaps in your meals, so acidity is an issue that you might face. On the other hand, if you don't have acidity issue, but because you had a very heavy meal after you had your first meal after the fasting state, so you might also feel an acid reflux or heartburn thing because of the overeating, not because of the gap, but majorly because of overeating the meal that you had. Also, one question I get very frequently is that, can I do intermittent fasting? So this is something that you need to understand for yourself, that not every diet is meant for everybody. If some XYZ person did intermittent fasting, or some ABC person did keto diet, and they got excellent results, and you're inspired by them, but it does not mean that such a diet is going to do the same thing for you, or it's going to work for you. You need to understand what your body requirements are. You need to understand how you feel mentally about that diet, and whether you think you can do it or not. Of course, this is not for somebody, who is habitual of eating something every 2 3 hours, or who cannot control their appetite, or for somebody, who's very fond of food that they cannot control their hunger pangs. So this is not for those people. This is not for somebody who's pregnant or somebody with a lot of medical issues. But if you want to do it, you can try it out for yourself. You can see, your body will tell you that, whether it's suiting you or not. If it is giving you a constant headache, if you're feeling very irritated, you're feeling that this is not working for me, then listen to your body and figure out that, okay, maybe this diet is not meant for myself. So listen to what your body is saying, and you'll get the answer for yourself. Now, is intermittent fasting and Ramadan related? Is it the similar pattern, or how are they related? These are some very basic questions that I have been getting from a lot of my clients, from people on Instagram and Facebook. So now I'll be telling you what is the similarity and the difference between the two. The basic pattern or the basic concept of intermittent fasting and Ramadan fasting is very, very similar. The only difference is the motive. The motive in Ramadan fasting is your religious belief, your spiritual belief, and in intermittent fasting, it's just weight loss or any target that you're trying to achieve related to your health or your medical concerns. So this is the only motive difference that one feels. Otherwise, if you see in Ramadan, your intermittent fasting pattern is automatically there. You have your first meal at azan, which is before dawn, and then you have your next meal after the evening iftar, when you open your fast. So of course, there's almost a 15-16 hours gap. And another difference is that in Ramadan, you're not going to be having any fluids also while in the fasting state, while in intermittent fasting you can have basic fluids to keep yourself hydrated. Besides this, what makes Ramadan more intense is your belief. When you are strongly believing in something, you know that there is no scope for a cheat. Even if you, no matter what you're feeling, or you're having hunger pangs, or you want to drink water or something, you're so focused for your belief that you will not shift from that. However, when it's a diet and the motive is just weight loss, you may or may not lose motive, or you might get demotivated. You might just have a weak moment where you will just switch to a cheat meal and just have something. So this is a major difference between intermittent fasting and Ramadan fasting. So now, how do you maintain your Ramadan fast? How do you ensure that you're also losing weight and maintaining your energy levels while you are fasting for Ramadan? So the first thing that you guys need to do is that open your fast with water and fluids to hydrate your body. You've not had anything throughout the day. In the morning before 4:30 a.m. you had your azan meal, and then after that you're either working and going on with your basic general routines, and the body's not got the electrolytes or the hydration it needs. So the first thing and the most integral part is open your fast with some fluids, of course water. Then take either coconut water, electrolytes in any form, juices, and lemon water, just to hydrate the body. That is the first step. Then once you've had the fluids, take more of natural fruits, foods such as dates, fruits, salads, dry fruits, so that you're getting that initial dose of healthy fats and the energy that your body is requiring. If at this point you go in for something like fried things, samosa and pakore, or any other heavy items, of course you're hungry, you will eat it. But after that, this is something that will make you feel very lethargic, very uneasy, maybe heartburn and acid refluxing. Because as we discussed, like the intermittent fasting pattern, after the fast you open, if you eat very heavy foods, it is going to make you uneasy, plus it will make you put on weight also, because Ramadan is going to continue for almost a month. So if you're gonna be on the same pattern of eating very heavy foods after opening the fast, of course it will affect your weight part as well. So eat more natural foods, and once you're done with your fast opening, the fluids and the basic, foods that you're supposed to take. After that, the dinner meal that you're having, it should contain more of complex carbs, proteins, and vegetables. Make sure that there is good protein and vegetable portion in your diet besides the carbs part, and avoid more of simple sugars, because when there is not much, fiber in the diet, so you'll feel hungry again and you might just tend to pick on the wrong snacks, especially late at night. So these few tips you can keep in mind. Avoid too much of fried, oily, even high sugar foods you need to avoid, or any kind of junk items, as it may make you uneasy. Even if you are taking these things, take it in a very moderate portion so that it's not going to make you feel very heavy, or kind of, that the acid reflux thing is happening. So these are few things that you can try and do. Also, for your azan meal, try to have something which is filling. Don't just eat something that you feel is easy for you, or or you're just having milk or something. Eat something which is fulfilling, which is going to give you the calories for throughout the day until you open your fast, and is also going to give you the weight loss that you're looking for. So it's a healthy and a balanced meal. So this is the main important thing that you need to do. So this is it, guys. These are the few things that I wanted to share with you all. If you have any other questions, please, this is the time, ask me your questions. And otherwise, in general, if you want to, approach me for any other kind of a diet, or want to have a personal consultation, so these are my, contact details, my Instagram page, my Facebook page, my email ID. So you can approach me here as well. And for more updates and more such seminars, please follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And in the next 5 minutes, we'll be taking the question answers one by one. So if you have any questions, please go ahead now. Okay, one question that I have here is that if we stop consuming sugar, will our body start using the fat in the body for fuel, hence helping us lose weight? If you stop consuming sugars, of course, your bodies will, it will not utilize the fat. It will utilize, depends on, the body's macros, what kind of macros are there, what kind of glucose levels are stored in the body. So if you are not consuming sugar, of course you're going to get the benefit of it, because the glucose stores are going to reduce in the body, the insulin levels are going to be more up to what they should be, the insulin resistance is not going to happen, and definitely all these things will eventually lead to a weight loss for you. The next question is, how about we have a bowl of oats and fruits for sehri in the morning? Is that sufficient enough? You can have, but I would say, because you have to go throughout the day, with this meal, it's better that you add some, chia seeds to it to add the fiber. You can add some nuts along with this to make it more filling with the healthy, healthy fats in it. So by including the nuts and the chia seeds, you're including the fiber part for yourself. If you want, you can add maybe, glass of lemonade or a glass of lemon water, just to keep yourself hydrated also throughout the day. That's how you can, do your sehri meal. The next question is from Sunita ma'am. She's asking, I am 56 years old. Can you suggest me some food items that can improve my metabolism? Of course, ma'am. So, firstly, you can do one thing, that in the morning when you wake up, try and take apple cider vinegar in the morning. 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar diluted in a cup of warm water. That is something that is definitely going to help you suppress your appetite also and improve your metabolism as well. Besides this, considering your age, if you do some kind of an activity, even if it's just 15-20 minutes of walk in the day, if considering the current lockdown, if it's not a walk, then just some yoga exercises like Kapal Bharti or Surya Namaskar, Alom Valom, some kind of an activity will also help you improve your metabolism. The next question that we have is from Shilpi Khan. Shilpi ma'am is asking, is it okay to snack during the 8-hour window, or do you recommend only 2 meals? No, I do recommend a meal in between. So if you're going in for intermittent fasting in general, take 2 major meals as per the macros we have discussed, and one evening snack as well. Try to make it a snack which is filling for you, by making it, either high protein or something which, like oats. If you're taking oats, it's filling, but it's not going to give you a lot of calories. So try to take something like that, maybe boiled eggs, or something like, you can have like a chia seed pudding, or sprouts or chana chaat kind of a thing you're having. So that it's protein, it's filling, but it's not going to give you a lot of calories at the same time. The next question is, can we have little milk, tea, or coffee during fasting time without sugar? Yes, ideally milk is not very friendly with the fasting time, but if you put like 2, 3, or 4 teaspoons of milk in the tea that you're having, or black coffee, no, not the milk coffee. The milk coffee might just break the fast, because milk in itself has its own natural sugars. So that's why I'm mentioning only 3, 4, 5 teaspoons of milk is okay, and without any table sugar. That is what you can have. Besides this, you can have black coffee. You can even have bulletproof coffee, which is black coffee with butter. And then you can also have green tea or water in general in the fasting time period. The next question is from Ambika. She's asking, if we include exercise with intermittent fasting, say 2 to 3 times a week, I believe it will be beneficial, but is it possible to eat extra on the day of exercise? Yes, Ambika, it's good to include as much workout that you can. On an average, I say that if you include about 4 days of workout, that's good enough in a week. Like in a 7-day week, 4 days you're doing. So if it's 2 to 3 times, maybe you can increase a day or two. And if you're feeling that after the workout you are kind of hungry, or you feel like eating more, that's absolutely normal, because you have burnt those extra calories and hence your body is demanding those extra calories. But now the question here is, what kind of a meal you take after that. So it's important that you take more of a protein based meal, or something which is either milk based or some kind of a smoothie. You can have like an avocado smoothie, or a banana shake without extra sugar. You can add some chia seeds to it. So pick up a healthier option than just eating anything after the workout, just because you feel I've burned some extra calories, so I can eat some extra calories. But choose what those extra calories have to be for you. The next question is from Ankur. He's asking, for how long can we do fasting in this way, months or week? This is a really interesting question, Ankur. Again, this would depend upon your body, how your body is telling you. If somebody is having like a big target to lose weight, so of course you can follow it for 2, 3, 4 months. Nobody can follow it for a lifetime, of course, but in general, you can try and follow it for a couple of months. But the moment your body starts telling you that you're not able to cope up with it, or I'm not feeling very comfortable, your blood sugars are starting to drop, or some of the other symptoms are coming, that you feel that maybe I'm not able to do intermittent fasting now, maybe that's the time when you need to stop and switch to a normal diet, or change the diet pattern in general. So always, whatever kind of diet you're doing, listen to what your body is telling you, because our body tells us each and everything, what foods make it comfortable, what foods are not suiting it. So listen to what it is saying, and it will tell you how comfortable it is. The next question is from Ambika. She's asking, is banana a good snack? As I have heard mixed opinions. It is definitely one of the best fruits that you can have, even if you're on a weight loss or you're on intermittent fasting, or you are on the Ramadan fast. A banana has such good nutritive value. It, of course, it has good calories also, but my question here is that if somebody's eating packet of chips, or you're eating some of the other kind of a junk snack, one doesn't think whether it's healthy or unhealthy, but you still eat it. But why do we think so much when we have to eat a banana? It has good 80 to 100 calories depending upon the size of the banana, but yes, the nutritive value that it is going to give you is also something which is beyond your imagination. It is a very neglected fruit that one thinks that I will put on weight if I have banana. But trust me, it has such good content of potassium in it that anybody who's having even water retention, you just have a banana empty stomach in the morning and see what difference it is doing to your body after a workout, after a sport, or in general whenever you're feeling hungry, you have a banana and see the benefit for yourself. The next question is from Josefa. He's asking, we are supposed to fast for 16 hours, but what kind of food can we eat during the 8-hour window? Can you give a few examples? Because it shouldn't be what we eat as we are hungry and gain weight and not keeping the calories in mind. Okay, so Josefa, this is again a very subjective question, and the answer is also going to be subjective because everybody has their own likes and dislikes, and their food choices are different. But of course, when you open your fast, after the 16 hours fasting, so the first meal should be a good a balanced meal. Like it can be roti sabzi also, it can be dal chawal also, it can be like a khichdi thing also, depending upon what your taste buds are. If you are more like western person, you don't prefer the chapati kind of an option, you can have like a sandwich also, you can have like a subway, you can have like a veg or chicken roll kind of a thing. So depends upon your food choices, but yes, you must include some carbs at that point of time because you're fasted 16 hours and the body needs those calories. The thing is that you maintain the macros, like I've been saying. There should be complex carbs. By complex carbs, I mean if you're having just normal roti, so that will be simple carbs because the normal wheat flour that we have is not having much fiber. But at the same time, if you're using multigrain flour or you're mixing your wheat flour with some millets like jowar or bajra millets, so you have added the fiber to it and you've made it a complex carb. So that's the difference between a simple carb and a complex carb. So you can do that. The protein part can be in the form of chicken or eggs or even paneer or the pulses that you're going to have. So this is what you can have in the first meal. Then for the evening meal, like we just discussed, you can keep it like a light snack which is filling but more in protein and lesser in terms of carbs, but is going to giving you the filling also. I mean, you should not feel starved at that point. And then when we come into the dinner part, so in dinner, if you're trying to reduce weight, just try to fix more on the protein and the veggies part. Like we can skip the carbs part, or in general you can keep a very small portion of carbs. Like for example, if you go in for quinoa salad, so you can keep the portion of quinoa less and more chicken and more veggies in it, or you can just have some stir fry veggies with some chicken or paneer in it or eggs. You can have some scrambled eggs. So these kind of options if you're having, so it's gonna give you the energy, it's gonna give you the protein, but it will help you with the weight loss part as well. The next question is to start with, what should be the fasting hours? Again, ma'am, this is very subjective. For some people, they feel we wake up early, we have an early morning, so we need to have a breakfast. We cannot stay hungry till 11, 12 o'clock. So for such people, they can start with 10 o'clock also, 11 o'clock also, depending upon how much you feel you can control. The thing is, the earlier you start in the day, the earlier you have to end in the evening. So you have to take a call whether you can stay hungry in the morning time, or you can fast during the evening time. Example, if you have closed your fast at 6 p.m., but you're sleeping at 11, 12. So you are up till, next 5, 6 hours till you are awake. So what is a better time for you? So you can take a call. It can be 10 to 6, 11 to 7, 12 to 8, 1 to 9, depending upon your routine and your preferences. The next question is, for how many days in a week should we follow? Again, subjective, ma'am. There are different patterns for intermittent fasting. There are also days in which a person would just do 5:2 intermittent fasting is there, which means that in a day you're taking only 500 calories in the eating window, and you're doing this for 2 days, two non-consecutive days in a week, and the rest 5 days you're eating normal in the eating window, of course with the intermittent fasting pattern. So that's a different kind of intermittent fasting pattern. If you're talking about 16 8 hours intermittent fasting, so that's different in it. So it varies from person to person, it varies from the type of diet that you're doing, and you can manage accordingly. Next, we have, what can we eat to intake protein? So for the vegetarian protein, you can have paneer, soy, you can have pulses and legumes. You can have the vegetables also that you eat. They have certain amount of protein, but not too much. So quinoa is a very good option for vegetarians as well. So these are the few things that you can take in general. For the non-vegetarians, of course, you can add chicken, fish, eggs, meat, besides the vegetarian options. So all these are the protein choices for you guys. Next is, will flaxseed oil tablet help me improve immunity with Kada, which I'm already taking? So, ma'am, I would say that instead of taking the flaxseed oil tablets, it's better to eat it the natural way. You can just roast the flax seeds, on gas, or you even get roasted flax seeds, otherwise, easily in any supermarket now. So it's better to eat anything natural in its natural form rather than, eating it in a tablet form. Of course, if you have it available, you can eat it anytime during the day. But if you are going to have it with the Kada, so it will, of course, improve your immunity. But the major benefit of having flaxseed is that it is very, very good for your heart health. It is going to give you a lot of omega 3 and omega 6 fatty acids, which are essential for a good heart functioning. So you can give it, in fact, to everybody in your family as well. The next question is, I always get acidity and heartburn the last 10 days of Ramadan, even if I don't eat fried food. How can I avoid this? So, ma'am, one reason why you could be feeling this is because your body is not very well hydrated. Keep yourself very, very well hydrated. You also get vitamin C waters in the supermarkets. You even get medical formulated electrolytes, like, in general there are electrolytes that you can take. The sodium potassium in the body, if it is not maintained, you will feel very low on energy. You will feel that you're not feeling yourself in general, especially with the Ramadan fast, because it's a very difficult fast and it has to go on for a month at least. So try to keep yourself very well hydrated. Take good healthy fats also, like the flax seeds we're talking about, chia seeds, flax seeds, then the dry fruits in general you're taking. Instead of butter or oil, use more of ghee in your cooking, because ghee in itself is going to give you a lot of benefits. So by doing this, try these things this time, and see how you felt about this heartburn. And the next question is, would you recommend meal replacement shakes? On a personal front, no, I do not recommend meal replacement shakes. And the basic reason for this is that I don't feel this is something which is very sustainable. Like, if I am taking meal replacement shakes, I am replacing my one particular meal, sometimes a breakfast meal, sometimes a dinner meal, with a particular shake. And I know I will not do it forever. It's not something which is very practical. There will be days when I will get bored of it. There will be days when I would want to eat. So if you're doing it on a regular basis, especially at night, so there will come a time where you will get bored of it and you feel, I no longer can do this. I want to eat normal, simple home cooked food, and that is the time, all the weight that you would have lost by having those meal replacement shakes, that weight would come back. The thing is that meal replacement shakes will give you the weight loss, but they will not give you a sustainable weight loss. So my idea is to look more towards a sustainable approach, something that you can do it for a longer time period and you relate personally to it. So I don't relate to it, and hence I do not recommend it as well. And now the last question as of now we have is, what do you say to bran atta? Okay, Sonia ma'am, to bran atta also personally I do not recommend bran atta, and the reason is very same to what I said for the meal replacement, is that one will not consume it forever. It is good, it is adding a lot of fiber to your diet, it is helping you, elevate any constipation issues as well. But if you see yourself comfortable eating it, if you think that yes, I like the taste, I'm okay eating it, and if I see myself eating it in general for a longer time period, whether I'm not on a diet, in that situation also, then of course you can take. But if you're having a bran atta or any kind of millets you're having, anything that you're having for a restricted time period, thinking I'm having this just because I want to lose weight, and you don't really like the taste of it, or you don't, you force yourself to eat it. So that kind of a thing, be it bran atta, be it meal replacement shakes, or any particular food also that you're eating, it will not last forever, and whatever you do, it will come back. So the idea is to eat something which you like, which you relate, which you can incorporate in your lifestyle, and hence make it a part of it. Don't do it for the sake of doing it because you're losing weight. Do it because you like it. So that's what the idea is. So these were all the questions. I hope I have answered and you guys have got the clarity that you were looking for. And thank you all for attending this seminar once again. If you have any other questions, you can please DM me on my Instagram or WhatsApp. If you have any other topics in mind which you think that you would want me to conduct a seminar or update you guys on it, so please send me your request for that. We will try to create more such seminars in this lockdown period and try to make the best use of this time to update you guys and to clear all the doubts that you might be having. So thank you once again for attending. Thank you, ItsHerWay and Armin, for this webinar once again. And thank you all.
Thank you, Shreya. We'll disconnect now because we're live.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.